Welcome, you're with Jennifer Frost. I'm an Australian card maker from Bendigo, Victoria, and today I'm sharing with you some brand new product from Stampin' Up. So I will just jump in and get started with this card. It's on a mint macaron base, so this is a gorgeous mint colour that's just coming back into the new catalogue and will be available to you on the 1st of June. My card is for class and I only had a little bit of this brand new paper on hand, so I've just put a piece of DSP on a white card base. But it's the exact same look. Another returning colour that we've got coming up is this gorgeous deep Blackberry Bliss. And I have embossed that in our brand new lovely floral dynamic textured embossing folder. So I've simply popped that in and run it through the Big Shot. And I'm going to add that. I've got tape already on the back. I'm going to add that to my card so that it's bordered by this lovely mint colour. Next we're going to add a little bit of embellishments. So the Share What You Love Specialty Designer Series paper is so pretty. This one's got a lot of that mint colour through it. It's the back of this particular paper. Now if you wanted, you can see a whole project that I made here on this YouTube channel using this particular paper as well. So head on over to my blog or subscribe here and jump on over. I've got inspiration on Instagram and Pinterest and things too, so you can find all my details at jenniferfrost.blogspot.com. Don't forget to subscribe to me. And here we go. I'll just cut that on an angle like this. I loved that pop of colour and I really like this darker green, this tranquil tide. I'm going to use just a little bit of tape to hold that in place. And I'm popping it on a little bit of an angle. I'm going to use this one, my sample, to show me how far I went out before. It was about there. Now of course I've got a bit here sticking out, so I'm just going to get my scissors and I'm going to trim that little bit off. Now I'm going to layer on a few additional embellishments. So the Share What You Love bundles that are currently available until the 31st of May have these little embellishment boxes. This is gorgeous. The box itself is just lovely, but inside it had all these little labels, and one of them was this little shape here, and I've cut that in half because I only wanted a little bit of that white poking out of the side. I wasn't very gentle when I took this particular one out and it's got a little tear, so I'm going to turn it over and pop it a little bit lower. And I'm going to stick that on with a little bit of tape. And this is the vanilla panel that I'm going to decorate soon to put on there, so I'm just using that as a guide. So it's going to go about there. And then again I've got this pearlized doily, which is another new product which you can pick up as part of these exclusive bundles. And I'm going to position that in place just so that it's poking out the side. And I'm using just a little bit of tape to hold that on. So I've got a piece of vanilla here that I'm just going to stamp with the It's a Beautiful Day sentiment from the Love What You Do stamp set. I've got rich razzleberry ink. And I'm going to get my stamping mat. I'm finding when I stamp with photopolymer lately it works out so much better when I've got a mat. But before I stamp that, I'm going to use this bit of scratch paper. I'm just going to take off the very first layer of ink there to give me a really soft purple in the background. That's still a bit deep, so I'm going to turn that over and I'm going to do one more. There, I've got that really lovely soft purple now in my background. And I'm going to, while I've got the rich razzleberry ink out, I'm going to use another stamp from this stamp set. Just, it's a little spray of flowers. And I'm going to just pop them around there. So I've got my stamped panel. I've just popped those dimensionals on the back and I'm going to stick that on here. And then the lucky last thing I'm going to do is add my sentiment. Now this one I've gone with happy birthday because I love birthday cards in my stash. I use so many more of those than anything else. And I've got Tranquil Tide, that ties in with the darker greens in this card, and my Thoughtful Banners stamp set, but you could use any little stamp sets that you've got in your collection. Now I've gone with a touch of white for this one, even though this one here is vanilla. I've got some white cardstock and I just felt that that helped give a little bit of contrast. And I'm looking for happy. That's amazing. And my birthday's over there. You can see that these stamps are quite well loved. The trick is just making sure that you get them on your block quite straight. So I'm just going to stamp a little happy. And I've got birthday here. I was just about to say the beauty of photopolymer is that you can see right through and position things well. But I haven't quite done a good job of that there. It's a little bit wonky, so I'm just going to turn over, stamp that again, and see if I can get my little happy to sit straight next to that. That's a lot better. I'll set those aside to give a clean up, and I'm going to punch that out using the classic label punch. Now you could definitely leave that just as it is, but I'm going to trim off my... I might go a little bit different to my original sample and just give that a little banner. And I'm going to sit that on dimensionals there. So I've just got a couple of mini dimensionals on the back there. I'm going to sit that right in the center of that beautiful day so that you can still see the words in the background. And the lucky last thing I'm going to add is just a little bit of this Tranquil Tide striped baker's twine. So that came in that same embellishment box. I'm going to tie that into a little bow. Just keeping it nice and loose till I get it about the size I want, and then I'm going to tighten that in. Trim that off. So I'm just going to stick on that little bow. You can use a glue dot, but I quite like just having a little bit of tear and tape adhesive. I use my scissors to help me pop that in place there on the end. Get that backing off. And position this here in place. If there's any little bit of tape sticking out, you can just use your fingernail to push it back in under. Oh, I nearly ripped that back off. I might actually use a little bit of glue to hold that back down. And there you have it. A little beautiful day, happy birthday card. So I hope you enjoyed that and all those little sneak peeks of new product that are coming up. These ones you can pick up now. You don't have to wait till June 1st. We have exclusive bundles that are now available with these goodies. So do pop on over to my shop. You can find all the links for that here on my Facebook page and my blog. Thank you so much for joining me.